Hello everyone, my name is Greatman, and I personally decided to put together this video to share what I learned during the course of the week. After the price of Bitcoin fell from 57,000 to 44,000 within 48 hours. I personally didn't see this coming. Many of us didn't see this coming. But after the fall in price of Bitcoin, I had to go back to the drawing board to see what I didn't see initially, and I came up with something, and that is what I'm about to share in this video. All right, so this is Bitcoin on the 1 week time frame, and we will be zooming into the trading activity of what happened last week, but on the 1 day time frame. This is the candle of all that happened last week. This is the particular candle of all that happened last week. Right, we'll be zooming into the 1 day time frame of all that happened last week to see what happened that gave rise to what happened this week. All right. So we have the 1 day. This is the 1 day time frame. This is the 1 day time frame. So all of these is all that happened last week. This is all that happened last week. You can see the week is still new. The week just started. So now I came to realize that the market was already giving signs that it was going to fall. The market was already giving signs that the price of Bitcoin was going to fall this week. Sorry. And I discovered a whole lot of things. So we have this. Now, looking at the price activity of what happened last week, now we can see how the price of Bitcoin rose from this point to this point. You can see how the price of Bitcoin rallied upwards. And I discovered something. I discovered that as the price of Bitcoin rallied upwards, the volume was decreasing, which is abnormal. It's called an anomaly, which is abnormal. Now, the rise in the price of Bitcoin is actually meant to be associated with the rise in volume. As the price of Bitcoin is rising up, the volume is also meant to rise up. But I discovered that as the price of Bitcoin was rallying upwards, we can see how volume was reducing. We can see at this point the volume increased. At this point the volume reduced. Then at this point the volume reduced, and we can see how it reduced further at this point. Now something else got my attention. Now we can see, looking at the trading activity that happened from this point to this point, we can see that the highest volume happens to be on the 16th of February, which is this particular volume bar. But you discover that the price action of this particular day happens to be, there was a price increase of 7.84%. Now take note that this happens to be the highest volume bar. But when you come to look at what happened at this place, you discover that the price action of this day happens to be 10%. That is, the price increased by 10% on this day. But if you see the volume is lesser compared to this, which is very strange. So as the price was going up, the volume was decreasing. Buyers were beginning to lose control of the market. And it became so clear after this particular incident that the market was going to fall, because when you look at this, you see that the price action is little compared
to this, and this can be referred to as an anomaly, because normally this volume is meant to be higher than this when you relate it with the price action. But you can see the price action is higher compared to this, but the volume is lower than this. But now when you look at the red bars, you can see the red bars that came in during the course of the trading activities that happened last week. You discover that the red bars were increasing. The red bars were increasing. You can see from this point, you can see the red bar from this point, it increased to this point and it decreased to this point. And we can see what we have, how the price started falling from this place from 57,000, and with 44, now it has retraced to 48,000. So so this was what really got to me. This was what I saw, and you know, the market was already saying last week that you know it was going to fall this week, and I didn't really pay attention to this. You know, I ended up opening long positions. It was when I had to go back to the drawing board, I saw this. I was like, wow. Assuming I had seen this, I would have opened short positions this week. But you know, we learn every day. So thank you very much for your time, and I'll get to do more videos like this. Please subscribe to my Telegram channel, and stay tuned for more updates. Thank you.